So as I continue to play with hands, been doing some plug-in bug fixes, and I wanted to experiment with something because I guess with alyx coming out soon, I wanted to look at something interesting that Valve's doing with their hands in that, where they don't appear to be fully simulating the hand. They're simulating a root body and then repositioning collision along with the bones of the hand. And you can do that in Blueprint with a hacky way of like rewelding in UE4. But I wanted to try to do it with a different way where I record a bunch of relative positions for collision shapes, map them to bones as you want them to follow, and then live set them in the game to save on some performance over the Blueprint method. And the result is you can create a simulated hand like this by jointing it to a physics body. And then also, since you're driving welded bodies on top of it, you get full collision as the hand animates because those welded bodies are being driven with the hand. I need to actually set my substepping a little better because really fast movements currently can go penetrate a little bit still. But the end result is you have a hand that's fully simulating, accepts any animation input that you want to put into it, but still fully collides on all joints dynamically. Like that. It's pretty neat. I wanted to play with that because it seemed interesting to try to pull off an Unreal Engine. It's actually a little less straightforward than you would think it would be. And I liked the concept more than a fully simulated hand. I did also make a fully simulating hand mock-up, but I didn't like it as much as this. Just because this is more solid. Like, you know what you're getting with this. It doesn't get too crazy. You only have one physics joint you have to really worry about, and the fingers just all act on that one root body. So you can get pretty stable collisions with things. Like, you're doing this, you're not worrying about the fingers disjointing or having problems or anything. You're just punching away, hands getting stopped on the object. I will notice that this hand's not going to behave as well because Unreal Engine has a lot of problems with negatively scaling meshes, one of them being physics is a little screwed up. The root physics body is scaled incorrectly because of that, and also I have to flip the rotation on it when it starts simulating in order for it to be in the correct relative orientation. If this was a separate hand mesh entirely that was already set up correctly, then it would perform as well as this one. But if you notice, see how it's offset like that? That's due to it being scaled negatively on an axis. The collision gets generated incorrectly. Object bounds also get generated incorrectly, so the objects aren't called correctly. It's a common problem in the engine. Oop. I grabbed inside the head because my orb was inside of it. That's the one thing, if you were to use simulated hands, you would want to joint to a different physics body on the actual controller and then put the either the grab sphere on the hand or use collision zones on the actual fingers, and when like thumb and another finger touch, then you're actually gripping something. But it's pretty stable simulation, as you can tell. I mean, you can just do that. You one finger poke. One finger poke his eye. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Another side effect of that is, since the hand has actual weight, you can support things with it without gripping. Something like that, you know. I don't know, just something I wanted to try out and play with. All of this was based off of what I gathered from videos and also from the lab when they added their physical hands. I believe that this is how Valve does it, although they're not using UE4, so obviously it's going to be done a little differently. But I just wanted to try to emulate it and see how it worked out. Oh, yeah. So you can do things like, support that without gripping it. I'm just pulling it up and then grip it, let go, hold it down, stuff like that. I don't know. I thought it was kind of neat. I probably wouldn't be taking a version live that has knuckles posing in it because obviously the knuckles posing is a separate module that I can't put in normally. because Oculus won't package with it, and I'm trying to keep as few things in the template that Oculus won't let on their store as possible. So that's unfortunate, but I'll leave in the framework for how this works in there so that people can check it out. And then I'll probably take it live. I'm still playing with these things. These things are all prelims to getting back to work on the physics arms. There's some things about the physics arms that I wanted to solve before going back to them, and this is related to it. So, I don't know. I guess that's it. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Stay inside. And hopefully come Monday, have a lot of fun. See you.